Yo, every week I scour the interwebs to find juicy free games for you to enjoy, and this week is no exception. So I want to jump right in because we have something very special today. So we start on the Epic Store. Let's get the boring one out of the way first, and if you still haven't gotten it, Dakar Desert Rally is free to grab for a few more days. It's an arcadey racing game across sand dunes and other sand related surfaces. When I took it for a spin, I was kinda left a bit dry, so to say. It didn't feel as smooth and nice as I wanted it to feel. It was simply too damn janky. Well, it could also be that I spent most of my time lost driving around with no direction in sight. The nice thing is, you can actually take this bad boy out for a spin without having to cough up some of your hard-earned money. It's free to claim until the 22nd of February. What makes me excited for next week is Epic Games are giving away not one, not two, but 3 Fallout games. And to be honest, just writing that in my script makes me have to go change my underwear. I'll be right back. Okay, the 3 games in question are Fallout and Fallout 2, a post-nuclear role-playing game, and Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel, and that's some juicy headlines. And with names like those, it's clear to see that naming games was different when Jesus was walking on Earth. Now, these games were released when most of you were swimming around in your daddy's nutsacks, but that doesn't necessarily make them bad. Remember what I always say, gameplay over graphics any day, and if you disagree, then you're just wrong. These Fallout games were the games that took RPG out of the dungeon and into a more dynamic, apocalyptic retro future, and they paved the road for future games where mastering your character skills and traits are key for winning, which is pretty much every game today unless you play any of those hentai games. I strongly advise that you take your sticky fingers and claim the 3 free Fallout games when they become available. Take them for a spin with an open mind and experience what many of the gaming mechanics you use today come from. Dakar Rally shit, you can just avoid that one. Yo, Sick Fish Stick from the future here, and our friends over on Epic decided to hit us with a bait and switch and remove the 3 Fallout games and replace them with Super Meat Boy Forever. And how dare they? Talk about going from triple goodness to kinda meh on the scale of goodness. Anywho, Meat Boy Forever it is, which is literally an auto runner. You will jump, dive, slide and punch your way through brutal levels and mean bosses, well, just as mean as my ex-girlfriend. I think there's something like 5,000 different levels, so you can play the game from now until you retire at the age of 75 and not have to see the same level twice. I'm sitting here hoping that Epic will change their minds back and give us the 3 Fallout games we mentioned earlier. So I'm leaving both segments in and hoping for the triple Fallout goodness. And with that, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Next up we have Hawk, which is a free online PvPvE extraction shooter. Here you squad up with your teammates to explore some mysterious island and battle some mysterious monsters, solve puzzles, outsmart enemies and escape with the ancient treasures of some sort. I'm sitting here wondering, is there really space for another looter shooter, or has that cash cow been milked dry? Nonetheless, the people over at Hawk want your eyeballs, and I guess it's fair to call this one a clone between Fortnite and Cycle Frontier. It's sitting in with mixed reviews currently, so it's off to a difficult start, but that can always change as more people jump in. By the way, if you want to stay up to date on free games and get them served to you in this quirky and quick setting, then do us both a favor and smash the subscribe button with your left eyeball. Thank you. Oh, and the links to all of the games mentioned in this video are as always in the description and they take you straight to the deal. Next up we have some time-sensitive freebies, like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, which lets you duke it out with the biggest and best fighting character roster ever created. Here you get to choose your favorite brawlers, master their unique movesets and use the all-new powerful supers to land a finishing blow with their friends across a unique roguelike player campaign. That sentence was a bit too long, I need to shorten it in the future. This bad boy is sitting in with positive reviews, so I guess they're delivering a good brawling game, but unfortunately it's only free to play for a few more days, so you have to be quick if you wanna take it for a spin. Another time-sensitive juicy one is RPG Maker XP, which is 100% free to claim on Steam until the 19th of February. To be honest, I don't really know what RPG Maker XP is, but I guess it's an RPG Maker, I got that far. And to be fair, I couldn't be bothered to install it, so there's also that. but I'm guessing that if you complete about 40% of the RPG Maker tutorial, then you're qualified to release hentai games on Steam. Feel free to reach out when the game is ready and I will love to put it in the video. And that's pretty much all that I'm spending on this bad boy. Let's go on to the next. Next up we have Warsphere, which is a fast-paced roguelike top-down shooter. As a spherical death robot, you blast, dash and loot your way through procedurally generated worlds. It's all about the pew pew, and that's something that makes Sick Fish Sticks extra happy. Generally a very fun top-down shooter with the roguelike elements. There could be some quality of life improvements, but it's definitely worth your time, especially considering the amazing price of $0. Hopefully the developers are listening in and can always tweak the game to make it that much better. So if you're looking for a top-down roguelike sprinkled with action, dungeons and permadeath, then look no further. By the way, I didn't know if you knew this, but I have a Discord server up if you're in the mood to hang with, some fellow nerds. It's a bit of a weird space, but I guess that matches with my weird head. Anyway, I left a link in the description, don't feel obliged. If you want it, then I'll see you in there. Another freebie that I want to get your eyeballs on this week is Phantom Ascension. Whatever. Here, you will dive into an intense single-player action game set in a dystopian year 2000 and something. With unchecked corporate power, crumbling governments and rampant lawlessness, the Blacklight Gang, it's a coalition of criminals and mercenaries, seize control and plunder this world that you know into chaos. If you enjoyed Mirror's Edge and the parkour that it had, you would love this bad boy. And the biggest difference is that you have a bat to open people's heads with. A win-win. I haven't played a fun beat 'em up for a long time, but this one actually left me with a smile on my face. It's in need of a bit of polish here and there, and it's a bit rough there and there, but considering it's out for free, I don't mind. And in fairness, these small hiccups can always be improved with future releases and updates. Anyway, Phantom Ascension, free on Steam. Next up, we have a game that you should play only if you're lucky enough to have friends. Spark and King is a co-op couch puzzle platformer where the players will take the role of either Spark, the electric bug, or Kling, the metal gel blob, which has the same body physique as me. I think the developers have modeled him exactly after my body. These two homies are trapped in a homemade lab by a mad scientist, and the players will have to overcome obstacles and work together to escape. I guess it's fair to call this bad boy the free-to-play version of It Takes Two. At least that's the vibes that it's giving me. Last but definitely not least, I wanna give a quick heads up to No Man's Sky Omega, which is giving access to everyone to try this new No Man's Sky update entirely free. That means that you can take this new No Man's Sky updated game for a spin without having the original game. It's free to play from the 15th of February until the 19th of February and should give you enough time to explore the game and see if it's something that tickles your nutsack in just the right way. If you're interested, and just like everything else, I've left the link directly to the No Man's Sky Omega deal in the description. And that pretty much gets us to the end of today's video. It was a fun one to make, so thanks a lot for watching it. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe if you haven't, why not? Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.